Hey guys, Serena Williams here, and today I pretty much just want to talk about how my coaches are out to get me.
Yeah.
That's my sister. For those of you who don't know, I have a younger sister who is like 2 times my size, and they always think she's the older one, but she's not. But if she wants to be the older one, that's fine. I don't mind being considered the younger sister. Outside of that, I'm pretty sure my coaches are trying to kill me. Ever since I've been training with them, it seems like I've had so many different injuries and just so many different things have happened, both good and bad. I don't really necessarily mean bad because it's always something positive in any bad situation that you can take from it or a lesson learned. So it's not necessarily that it's bad. But I feel like it's like every other week I'm like physically breaking down or something else is happening that's causing something else to hurt. And we all know, like, trainers, it seems like you'll be like, oh my god, my ankle hurts. And the trainer's like, well, let me see your finger. And then they like tweak your finger and then your ankle's fine. And it's like, well, what did my finger have to do with my ankle? And trainers are weird. They know a bunch of cool stuff that I don't know. But I always ask when I go in there what they're doing so that I know that I can maybe like self-evaluate myself a little bit, but not really because I didn't go to school for that. So anyways, pretty sure they're out to get me. And then, I was kind of just thinking about coaches and the whole like track team aspect as it is. Like, it's pretty much like a sorority or a fraternity for if you're a guy. If you're in high school watching this or middle school, you're probably not going to know what that is until you get to that age in life. And then you'll be like, oh, that's what Serena was talking about. But it's like the first 2 weeks they're working with you, they like break you down and you're doing all these super hard workouts and you're just running back into shape. And they're telling you got to do this and you got to do that and then you got to run this time and then you got to do 400 repeats 3 days in a row. And you're like, why am I doing all this? From a team aspect, it's pretty much just to weed out those people who are just out there to be out there and not really out there serious about the art of track. So I understand that aspect from it, but then at the same time, it's like, you guys are low-key like hazing us when we're those first 2 weeks of training. Like, we train so hard the first 2 or 3 weeks, if your coaches do that, that is. And then after that, it's like you never see those workouts again until like the next year when they're like, all right, well, let's see how in shape you guys really are. So it's kind of like the whole summer, like, you should just spend like actually training what you're supposed to do, but sometimes we don't do that because we're athletes and we're human, and I don't know, we do human things during the summertime, But I was just thinking how, like, pretty much any group of people, I guess, goes through that period of time where they're just, like, getting to know you, getting to know your workouts and stuff, and how in training you are, or how in shape you are for the actual, like, have you going. My coaches are trying to kill me. They've already physically broke me down, and then mentally, I guess you can say they broke me down. I had one really bad day, like 6 months, where I was just so frustrated and I couldn't handle everything. And then they were like, wow, we've never actually seen you like this. Normally you're all happy and smiling, and they're like, oh my god, what's wrong? And then it was really weird because they're like, I don't like when people ask me, like, oh, how are you? Because it kind of makes me more sad. And it's like, I'm fine, just leave me alone. And they were just so concerned. So it was cool that they saw that side of me, and then they supported me in my, I guess you can say, my mental breakdown, if you want to call it that. But whatever. So it was cool because I feel like in any aspect of training, it's something that you need to go through. Like, you need to reevaluate where you're at in your training and think about, for you, like, what direction are you trying to take your practices, and where are you mentally weak at, and how can you improve that or better that. So for me, it was just, I'm not used to always not being able to practice. So it's really hard for me when they tell me, like, take a day off, because I'm not used to taking days off. Like, I enjoy working hard. I'm a really hard worker, and I'm not always the fastest individual, but I have tons of heart. And I think in any aspect of sports, like, it's always the individuals who have heart who are always, it's like you hear all the stories, like, I was never the best, but I put 100% into it, and look at me now. So it's like, yeah, you might train really well, but if you can't perform, then it's like, what's all that training doing? And I have no idea how that correlates with what I just said, but I just said it, so whatever. So yeah, it's cool to go through like mental and physical, and it helps and it doesn't help when you do it at the same time, because then you're just able to know like who you are as a person, and you can just reevaluate the things that you're doing in your life and things that you need to weed out or things you need to improve and just stuff of that nature. So your coaches are there to help. Like they believe in you, otherwise they wouldn't be helping you or wasting their time on you. So I mean, just take what your coaches give you, like listen to what they say and pretty much follow as necessary. I mean, if they say something that's off the wall, use your own judgment to evaluate whether or not to go through with whatever they suggested. That's another thing in like coaching and then athletic relationships. Like, you need to develop a relationship with your coach where they understand the necessary keywords to tell you to get you to do what you need to do. And then you also need to respect your coach enough to know that they're not going to lead you in the wrong direction. So with that being said, I love my coaches so much because they're always so positive and telling me like, you're good, you're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And we have a very good rapport as far as me telling them how I feel, both physically, mentally, and outside of the track world. So it's cool to have your coaches know like what you're doing outside of track, because sometimes if they don't know what's going on in your life, it's hard for them to assess how you really feel at practice or why you didn't train this well on this day, but that day you trained really good. And it's like, well, this day you said you did this XYZ, and then this day XYZ happened, so I think you should go back to what you were doing that day. So develop a rapport with your coach. They are trying to kill you because they know that they can make you better. I've already figured out that they're trying to kill me. It's okay, but I'll survive, and I will come out from this experience stronger than I was coming into it. So positive thing to take away from that is listen to your coaches because they know what's best for you. You have a coach for a reason, because if you could do it on your own, then you wouldn't be seeking out the advice of others, and they wouldn't have a job. So listen to them, question them, like figure out what you need to do to get better, and then ask them what they think about it. And if it's something maybe they hadn't thought about, you never know. You might be aiding in your success in your own little way that you didn't even know about, but you simply talking to them about something tweaks, like, we got to do this. So, yeah. That's my rant for today. Hope you guys learned something in something that I said, if that makes any sense. And outside of that, like, subscribe, comment, ask questions, share this video if you like. And see you guys later. Bye.